I'd like to call to order the Code Enforcement Nuisance Board. Roll call.
LaPointe.
Here.
Bruni.
Here.
Gonzalez.
Here.
Holman.
Here.
Mukanovich.
Here.
A motion to approve the minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Holman, Bernie.
LaPointe.
Yes.
Bruni.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Holman.
Yes.
Mukanovich.
Yes.
The staff will stand up. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay. Madam Clerk?
Agenda item 2026-6 is for code compliance. This is an appeal to a citation for case number 2025-7689, citation number 2025-11382.6 for the property located at 331 Loop Avenue. The owner is Lin Key and Gaoi. Respondent is Mr. Lin Key. Mr. Key is in the audience this afternoon. We do have an interpreter available for him if he has questions. The citation fine is $256.04, and the case will be presented by Officer McKenna Tabor.
This case was the result of a proactive inspection that was conducted on July 28, 2025. During the initial inspection, the following violations were observed: an unlawful structure, an unlicensed inoperable motor vehicle, junk and scrap metal, an accumulation of construction, demolition, and landscaping debris, and exterior use and storage of indoor furniture. On that date, an NOV was sent to the PVA listed owner and address on that date with the compliance reinspection date of August 7, 2025. And there's the pictures from that initial notice of violation. On August 13, 2025, the property was inspected and remained in violation. A door hanger was posted on the property requesting contact be made with staff regarding the violations. On August 22nd and October 16th, the property was inspected and remained in violation. A phone number was located for the property owner and contact was attempted on both dates. On October 23rd, 2025, the property was inspected and remained in violation, although there had been some visible progress made towards compliance. On October 30th, 2025, the property was inspected and remained in violation. Staff attempted contact with the property owner again. This time, contact was made via text message. So violations and remediation for those were discussed, but there was no further communication from the owner since that date. And on November 7th, 2025, the property was inspected and remained in violation. There had been no contact or updates from the property owner. A citation was issued and posted on the property, as well as sent by first class and certified mail to the PVA listed owner. The inspection date listed on the citation was November 17, 2025. And the following violations were listed on the first citation: for a permit that's required for an unlawful structure that's on the premises, unlawful structure, unlicensed inoperable motor vehicle, junk and scrap metal, an accumulation of construction, demolition, and landscaping debris, and exterior use and storage of indoor furniture. And on November 18, 2025, the property owner came to our office and an appeal was filed. Staff was able to have a face-to-face discussion regarding the property that date, the existing violations, and the permit application process in order to bring the property into compliance. No further inspections or contact has been made due to the filed appeal. And as of today, the 24th, the case has been open for 212 days and the property remains in violation. There's still the unlawful structure. There's not been any permits on file as of this morning when I looked. And as you can see from the photos, there's still violations on the property for everything listed on the initial citation.
There's somebody to speak.
Mr. Key?
Go ahead and swear again. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Would you please move the microphone down so it can be recorded? Thank you.
Do you have anything you want to add?
bentu sina atuk bentu inok lam yuk cheva kisa senda luma abi cheva.
Sen hina tan shi ma patek wam shi sen che wam shi.
Sini kelante iyo bema.
I have nothing to say.
I will make a motion to uphold the citation and fine in the amount of $256.04.
Second.
LaPointe, Nukanovich. Roll call.
Lapointe,
Yes.
Bruni,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
Mukanovich.
Yes.
All right, so you can see Madam Clerk to get that ticket. Thank you. Madam Clerk? Citation, not ticket.
Agenda item 2026-7 is for Public Works. This is an appeal to citation for case number 2025-11008, citation number 2025-16705 for the property located at 1960 Stonehenge Avenue. The owner is Tybo's Home LLC. The respondent is Ilone Tron. The citation fine is $2,000, and the case will be presented by Officer Nick Lahan. There is no one present currently.
Proceed with,
The citation and fine will stand as way.
okay. Madam Clerk?
Moving on, agenda item 2026-8 is for code compliance. This is an appeal to a citation, case number 2025-7880, citation number 2025-11637.9 for the property located at 2608 Mohawk Drive. The property owners are Andy and Sherry Ballinger. The respondent is Anna Mobus. They have a written statement to read. The citation fine is $406.04, and the case would be handled by Sonia Duderick, and Officer Brad Shagaratsky will present the case.
This case was the result of a proactive inspection on July 29th of 2025. During the initial inspection, the violation of accumulation of landscaping debris and fallen tree was observed. A notice of violation was sent to the PVA listed owner and address on the 30th of July with a compliance inspection date of August 11th. As you can see in the pictures here, Officer Duderick took from the large tree in the backyard that had fallen down and brush piled at the street that is more than what Scott Waste will pick up. The property was inspected several times in August of 2025, and some progress was observed. The tree limbs in the front were removed from the property, and the large tree in the back had been cut down, but not all had been removed. On September 12th, the property was inspected and remained in violation. A door tag was posted on the property. On September 22nd, the property was inspected and remained in violation, and a relative was located through a research on the property. An email was sent to a Josh Ballinger, but no response was received. On the 29th of September and 21st of October, the property was inspected and remained in violation. On the 22nd of October, a phone number for the property owner was found through further research, and a voicemail was left for Sherry Ballinger. There was no response. So on the 24th of October, property was inspected and remained in violation. A citation was issued and posted on the property, as well as sent by first class and certified mail to the PVA listed owner. The compliance inspection date listed on the citation was the 3rd of November, and the following violations were listed on the citation for accumulation or outdoor storage of tires and landscaping, demolition, or construction debris. The pictures you see here are from that citation. It was posted on the property. It looks like there's also some accumulated material to the right of the garage door there, and then the portion of the fallen tree that was still remaining in the backyard. On the 5th of November, the property was inspected and remained in violation. A citation was issued and posted on the property, as well as sent by first class and certified mail to the PVA listed owner. The compliance inspection date listed on that citation was the 17th of November, which was postponed due to the filed appeal. As you see here, the second citation was posted on the door. The tire and the landscaping debris and the debris there at the curb. The case was open for 179 days. Officer Duderick has closed the case, as I understand currently.
Granddaughter, and also Paul Hardian. I've written a statement.
Okay, they'll have to swear you in first, okay?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, go ahead.
My name's David Carroll. I'm her nurse. I'm going to be speaking for her.
I'm sorry, could you please step up to the microphone?
I, Anna Nicole Mobus, state that I was officially appointed guardian for Sherry Ballinger on February 11th, 2026. Miss Ballinger has been diagnosed with dementia and has been residing in a care facility. She has not lived in her home since approximately June 2025. Additionally, due to the progression of her cognitive decline, she had not had the capacity to understand or respond to notices or communication since approximately mid-2024. Since assuming guardianship, we have worked to address outstanding matters and have paid the majority of any dues owed. We respectfully request grace and consideration for any remaining balance in light of her medical condition and lack of capacity during the period in question. We would also like to clarify that the branches cited in the fine were located in the backyard and resulted from a storm. They were not visible from the front of the property unless inspectors entered the fenced backyard. The debris would not have been visible from public view. We appreciate your understanding and consideration.
It's all gone.
Yeah, and we ended up cleaning it up. It's all gone.
Okay. Is there anything needed since it's been closed?
We ended up paying.
Paid both of the fines? Okay, yeah. Hopefully you didn't pay the second one until the board has made a ruling on that. Yeah, if the first one was paid, that's fine. Because it's in compliance now and given the, obviously, we did not know, we don't know everyone's story, right, when we're going through these cases. So we don't know what's going on. If there's no contact, no communication, we, as you see, email, call, do door tags. But if this was someone's family member who was in poor health at the time and is not living there currently, then, which it sounds like is that the case. So, you know, certainly it might be a good circumstance to uphold the citation and waive the fine.
I'll make a motion to dismiss both citation and fine.
Second.
Mr. Chairman, just as a reminder, if you dismiss the citation and fine, that is saying that the property was not in violation when we issued the citation or we did not do the proper things on our end. So, again, a recommendation just for the board would be to uphold the citation and waive the fine.
Right, I will redact what I said. I'll make a motion to uphold the citation. I'm sorry. Huh? Yeah. I'll make a motion to uphold the citation, but to waive the fine amount for 40604.
Second.
LaPointe, Bruni, roll call.
LaPointe,
Yes.
Bruni,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
Mukanovich.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're free to go.
Madam Clerk?
Agenda item 2026-9 is for animal protection. This is a appeal to a citation for case number 2025-10007, citation number 2025-14861.5 for the property located at 914 Searcy Way. The owner is A Cut Above Salon. The respondent is Lori Young. The citation fine is $206.04, and Officer Catherine Collier will present the case. Yeah, no, what'd you do with hers?
I apologize for being late. I was out on a call, so.
I'll go ahead and swear you in then. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Do.
Thank you. Go ahead.
So this case was the result of enforcement of the new multiple animal permit approved by the Board of Commissioners in December 2024. During the inspection on November 12th of '25, the following violations were observed: the multiple animal permit requirement and failure to obtain the multiple animal permit. Starting in September 2024, our office spoke to local dog grooming and boarding businesses and stakeholders in the city about the proposed multiple animal permit ordinance. We sought community input before it went in front of the Board of Commissioners. A Cut Above Pet Salon was one of the businesses included in these discussions, and they were provided a copy of the proposed ordinance. Lori Young was consulted at her business during that time, and staff offered to answer any questions. The first reading of the proposed ordinance was November 19th of '24, and the second reading and adoption of the ordinance was 12/3 of '24. In July of 2025, animal control officers visited all known animal businesses in the city and delivered informational flyers regarding the new required permit. The flyer had information on how to apply, the permitting process, and even a QR code that would bring the business owners directly to an application. On 8/5 of '25, Ms. Young applied for the multiple animal permit for Cut Above Pet Salon. Throughout August and September, staff monitored the permit application for approval from city agencies, including Matt Leffler, licensed inspector with Finance Department. The permit application was not moving through the approval stages due to a hold by the Finance Department, and Leffler informed our office that occupational tax filings were outstanding. He noted he had emailed the business on 8/6, 8/21, and called her on 9/8 of '25. No progress had been made towards compliance. On 9/30 of '25, a notice of violation was sent to the PVA-listed property owner and to the business, explaining the requirement to complete the steps and to obtain the multiple animal permit to avoid issuance of citations and fines. The listed compliance date on the notice of violation was 10/14 of '25. On 11/3 of '25, we received an email from the Finance Department that the business owner, Ms. Young, had stated to them she believed she was exempt from the multiple animal permit due to not having more than 6 animals on the property at any given time. The business was monitored thereafter to determine if there were more than 6 animals present at a time. On 11/12 of '25, the business was inspected, and there were at least 12 dogs present inside the business. So I've got a couple of pictures. So you can see dogs in shoreline-style cages, either waiting to be groomed or that have been finished grooming. Those as well are just a different style of drying and holding cage. And then I believe there's a picture of a bather with a dog in the tub and a dog on the table being dried. So again, there were more dogs on the property. Those were just the ones that had been photographed. A citation was issued and mailed by first class and certified mail to the business, as well as hand-delivered to the front desk to an employee named Katie. The compliance inspection date listed on the citation was 11/23 of '25, which has since been postponed due to the filed appeal. As of 2/24 of '26, the permit has been pending for 204 days. Licensing has approved their portion of the permit, and the only outstanding item for permit approval is the on-site inspection, which has been postponed due to the filed appeal.
Is there anybody to speak? Come on up. Go ahead and swear you in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Do.
Okay, go ahead.
I have talked to Matt Leffler. I did go through and do everything that he said, and the holdup was not on my portion, was because of the tax office that I used was taking a long time to get all the forms and stuff together. I did get all that together, and I spoke with Mr. Leffler, and he said that he signed off on it in December. So,
The only question I have is, what do you have to say about the 12 dogs being there?
at that time, I had 2 other businesses that was in renting space from me, and some of those dogs were their dogs, and they do like 1 dog at a time to get them out quickly. So some of those dogs were theirs and not mine.
Mr. Chairman, we also have individuals from the Finance Department Licensing Division here. Mr. Leffler, the license inspector, is here if the board were to have any questions for him as well as about the process.
I'll make a motion that upholds citation and fine in the amount of $206.04.
Second.
Lapointe, Holman, roll call?
Lapointe,
Yes.
Bruni,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
Mukanovic.
Yes.
So you can see, Mr. Chairman, to get your citation. I mean, Mr. Chairman, I'll get there. Madam Clerk. I said Mr. Chairman.
Yes, you can leave.
Madam Clerk?
Agenda item 2026-10 is for animal protection. This is an appeal to a citation for case number 2026-560, citation number 2026-974, for the property located at 604 Coastal Avenue. The owner of the property is John McKee. The respondent is Melanie Norris McKee. The citation fine is $181.04, and Officer Catherine Collier will present the case.
This case was the result of a citizen complaint on January 26th of 2026. Based on information provided to our office, the following violations were observed on video: trespassing, running at large, and confinement of puppies and dogs. The month prior, on December 9th of 2025, our office opened a complaint case 2025-11272 at this location due to complaints of the same violations. Video evidence was provided at the time from a neighbor showing the dogs in violation on her property on November 29th of 25 and December 9th of 25. On December 9th, a notice of violation was sent to the PBA listed property owner and address with a compliance inspection date of December 16th of 2025. Additionally, staff made contact with the dog owner on that date to discuss the violation occurring and suggestions to bring the property into compliance. So this is the video from November of 2025. So what you're watching right now is the dogs that reside at 604 Coastal. They're actually at a property across the street in the backyard. And then this is the second video from December 9th of 25.
No. Hello. Come here. Get your dogs out of my yard. I'm getting my dogs out of your yard. You should have them on the leash. You know what? Don't worry about my dog. You should have them on the leash. You know what? Don't worry about my dog. I'm fucking worried about because you on my fucking property. You heard what the I said. It's like you're fucking recording. Yeah, I was waiting for you to get your ass over here.
So on 12/16 of 25, which was the compliance inspection date, we were provided another video from the complainant showing the violations occurring again on that date. On 12/17, the property was re-inspected and contact with the dog owner was attempted at that time but unsuccessful. So this was the video from the 16th. On December 30th, case 25-11272 was closed due to no additional violations being observed, no additional complaints from the neighbors, and no video evidence of continued violations being submitted. On January 26th of 2026, dispatch received an additional complaint of the dogs running at large, trespassing, and improper confinement. Videos of these violations occurring January 25th and January 27th. 25th and 27th were sent via email from the complainant. On January 28th, our office opened a new complaint case, 26-0560. So this was from the 25th.
Not cooperating, but you can see the dogs running on the property. Okay.
This is the video from the 27th. Based on the evidence provided and the pattern of ongoing violations since the prior month, a citation was issued on January 28th and posted on the property as well as sent by first class and certified mail to the PBA listed owner. The compliance inspection date listed on the citation was February 7th of 2026, which has since been postponed due to the file appeal. As of February 24th, 2026, this case has been open for 77 days.
I have a couple questions. So the dogs live across the street but seem to enjoy going to the opposite side, right?
That's correct, yes.
Why was the case 2025-11272 closed? Because prior to that, it looks like contact with the owner was unsuccessful.
So we had re-inspected the property. I had gone out a couple of times and made contact with a teenage son and given a business card and asked that the mother give me a call. And so one of the times I actually spoke with her in person, and one time I spoke with her on the phone, which was actually after the citation was issued. But the reason the original case was closed was because when we re-inspected the property, so it was in violation on the 16th was the original inspection date, and then, so it obviously failed the inspection that day, and it was postponed to December, or moved out to December 30th, so it was failed and rescheduled, and then on that day, we hadn't received any further complaints, video evidence, and we did not view the dogs out running loose or trespassing. So that original case was closed, and then the subsequent case was when she got the citation.
Despite all the evidence that preceded that date.
Correct, because we hadn't received any more complaints and there was no violations.
There were
So-
quite a few violations before, right?
Right, but as of December 30th, there had been no more complaints since the prior week on the 16th.
Forgive me, but despite all the videos, did you ever get a satisfactory response from the dog owner?
Well, I mean, in terms of our conversation of how to keep the property in compliance, like leash walking the dogs, using a tie-out or tether, I believe she has a back patio area that may be partially closed in, so we talked about, you know, if the dogs weren't actively being monitored or on leash, having them in that area as long as they couldn't escape. And so if we don't view any violations, you know, for subsequent inspections, we close the case.
Okay, I understand, thank you.
Ma'am, do you have something to add? Okay. I'll go ahead and swear you in. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sir,
Go ahead.
first of all, I apologize. I look like death. I've been at the hospital for the past 20 hours. So he said, why would my dogs go over there? Up until a few months ago, we were friends. And all of a sudden, it went from, oh, fertilizer to now I'm apparently doing hate crimes because my dog goes in their yard. It's been a whole lot. And it's not anything. Their little dog and my dogs were boyfriend and girlfriend, you know, just neighborly things. So listen, and I understand, but they play with the children next door, but it's got to the point now to where they have become very aggressive with things, and they'll sit in they'll open their garage and yell for the dog. So if I'm standing in the front yard with the dog, they're yelling for me. They're threatening to kill dogs. They're putting chemicals out in your yard. And honestly, it was in December. I'm wanting to think around the 9th because you didn't come out, but the officers that came out told me that they were putting these chemicals out in the yard that would kill the dogs. What kind of person would I be if I was going to let my dogs intentionally go over there? You know, it's not something I'm allowing to do. Now, my dogs do play with the neighbor kids. Everybody in the neighborhood knows who they are, you know, and I understand, like the day with the snow, you know, there's 4 inches of snow. My dad is 72. He goes out to get bird feed and comes back in with the bird feed and the cat food for the strays, and the dogs get out the front door, you know, and it was made mention that, well, you didn't say anything this time, but you had told me that they said that there was just a man walking up the street. Well, how many people are going to get out there and run in that? I mean, so I'm not trying to be, you know, I've made mistakes. There's so much more going on with all this, but I can show you videos of them like coming and putting things in my yard, and they're putting chemicals out, and them talking about killing dogs. They've talked about, you know, shooting little kids. I mean, there's a lot going on here. So they're intentionally targeting things, you know, and their property management, I sent 9 emails Friday to her because it's getting to the point where like they're following us down the street when I walk the dogs at night. When the ambulance was pulling up, or the fire truck was pulling up last night, she drove by me because apparently they've contacted her now, and she's squawking at me like I'm a chicken. You know, you know what? I have too many people to take care of to worry about going to jail because this woman has lost her ever-living mind. So, yes, I've made mistakes. My dogs do get out, but it's really hard when you go from my dog goes over there and they love my dog and for several years, you know, and all of a sudden they've gotten upset with all the people in the neighborhood saying we're ganging up on them and surrounding their house. And I mean, the police reports are unbelievable. And I'm sorry I don't have any of that with me because I can show you emails, but you know, I left the hospital and came here, so.
Just one more for Officer Collier, please. Essentially, dogs running loose like that is a violation. I mean, it's just simple, plain black and white, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to uphold the citation and fine in the amount of $181.04.
Second. Holman, LaPointe, roll call?
Lapointe.
Yes.
Bruni.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Holman. Mukanovich.
Mr. Chairman, while the clerk is speaking with the last appellee, the respondent for the first case that was on, or maybe the second, Stonehenge, has arrived, so we're bumping that to the end of the agenda as long as that's okay with you and council.
That's acceptable as long as it's,
All right, Madam Clerk?
Agenda item 2026-11 is for animal protection. This is an appeal to a citation for case number 2025-11004, citation number 2025-16681 for the property located at 1308 College View Drive. The owner is Aislinn Holdings LLC. The respondent is Stephanie Schrader. Citation fine is $181.04, and Officer Jessica Ferris will present the case.
This case was the result of a proactive inspection on November 13th, 2025. During the inspection, the following violations were observed: trespassing, dog running at large, and improper confinement. On November 13th, 2025, while in the area posting a citation for animal violations at a nearby property, a tricolor dog was observed running loose and trespassing on the property of others. The dog was then observed running in the middle of the public street, impeding traffic. After observing the animal in violation for several minutes, the tenant of 1308 College View Drive stepped outside, and they were asked if the animal belonged to them. They stated it did, and staff requested they capture and control their dog. The dog owner went back inside for a few minutes, and the dog continued down the street further away from its residence. After a few more minutes, the dog owner came back out, got in their car, and drove down the street to retrieve the dog. Due to known prior violations of animal ordinances at this location, a citation was issued and posted on the property, as well as sent by first class and certified mail to the PVA listed owner, and a copy to the tenant at the location of the violation. The compliance inspection date listed on the citation was November 24th of 2025. After the citation was issued, the tenant of the property contacted our office by phone, and she was informed of the violations observed, as well as the history of violations at this location. It was explained that a citation was issued due to being given prior warnings of the same violations. On November 26, 2025, the property was inspected and no violations were observed at that time. The case was open for 14 days. For a note on June 1st, 2025, Animal Control Officer Collier issued a notice of violation regarding the same violations at this location. Additionally, the Bowling Green Warren County Humane Society also has record of a total of 7 impounds of dogs from this address.
Know if those impounds or any of those impounds are that dog?
The impounds, I believe, were for a smaller dog at that same residence.
So we don't know if it's the same owner either?
I do not believe, that I do not know. Officer Collier may have that information because she was the officer that had previously spoken with the owner in regards to those impounds.
Okay.
So during the previous incident, there was that dog pictured, as well as 2 of her puppies and a Pomeranian that had been called in by multiple complainants, kind of all over surrounding streets. The only dog that was able to be captured at that point was the Pomeranian. So the conversations I had had with the tenant were about how to secure the larger dogs, because I believe there had been some damage to her fence at one point in time, to bring the property in compliance. And so we worked together for a few weeks, and that's when I had closed my case.
Okay.
So, but yes, that dog was one of the dogs that I had originally, that was part of the original case that I sent notice of violation for.
Do you have anything to add? Okay. I'm going to swear you in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God? Okay.
On the date the incident happened, I was outside blowing my leaves. I had cut my leg, and when I went inside to go change, because I have problems with platelets clotting, my blood clotting or whatever, So when I went inside, she bolted out the door. I had just gave her a bath earlier that day. She had been in heat, and like I said, she bolted out the door, but I had to run in and change because I was bleeding. By the time I came back outside, I had seen her across the street, and I don't even know if she had realized my dog was over there until I started yelling for her. And she had just ran across the street and ran like 2 doors down. And I had previously had a hip replacement, so I couldn't go chase her. And she was telling me I needed to have her on a leash and collar. And like I was trying to explain to her, I was like, I just gave her a bath. I mean, she literally bolted out the door, and I couldn't run behind her. So I drove down there and I got her and brought her home. The incident with her being out before, the Family Dollar is behind my house, and we had problems with homeless people living back there. And they had tore down my fence, and they were coming through my backyard. I had to call the police several times of them being in my backyard. And so I had a problem with my Pomeranian, that was her. She was getting out, and I mean, it happened like, it was like back-to-back frequently within like 2 to 3 weeks, and it was when I was having the problem with them. But besides that, I mean, she literally just bolted out, and I mean, I usually have her on a leash and stuff. That's all.
How do you explain 7 impounds of dogs from this address?
It was the same dog. That's the one I was talking about when I had.
Every time?
It was a Pomeranian that we had. She was getting out, and we fixed the yard. She was actually digging holes, and that was also the time where I had the problem with the homeless people. And my neighbor helped me. We built a fence up around the back where they couldn't break the fence down anymore. But when we were letting her out, she was getting out where they had broke my fence down several times. I had even contacted like the people, the manager at the Family Dollar and stuff with the homeless people living back behind there, but they said there wasn't nothing they could do about it. So we ended up building, my neighbor helped me, and we built a whole big fence back there. And since then, she has not gotten out of the yard or anything like that.
Did you ever consider maybe after the first impoundment to not let them run loose?
Didn't run them, let them, I'm sorry, I didn't let them run loose. I have a fenced-in backyard. That's what I was saying. The homeless people were breaking my fence down, and they were coming through, and they had opened my gate and broke my gate. So we had fixed it several times, and then I would let her out, and I didn't realize that they had came back through my yard again. Like I said, I had called the police several times with them back there. It had been a lot. I mean, the 7 impounds literally all happened within like 2 months when we were having the issue until we built the fence up, and then they were no longer able to get through, and my dog no longer had been out. The Pomeranian. But that's not the dog that's in the picture.
I'll make a motion to uphold the citation but waive the fine in the amount of $181.04.
Second.
Point, Gonzalez, roll call.
Lapointe,
Yes.
Bruni,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
Mukanovich.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Nope, citation will stand, but the fine was waived.
Okay, thank you all so much. Y'all have a good afternoon.
Madam Clerk?
Agenda item 2026-7 is for Public Works. We announced it earlier, but the respondent was not available. They are here now. This is for case number 2025-11008, citation number 2025-16705. The property is 1960 Stonehenge Avenue. The owner is Tybo's Home LLC. The citation fine is $2,000. The respondent is Ilone Tran. Officer Nick Lahan will present the case.
Good evening. So this case was the result of a follow-up inspection from a prior case where we've been keeping tabs on a site where there were multiple sewage discharges. The city had to, back in May of last year, come in and actually repair that sewage discharge to abate the hazardous condition. So this is one we've been kind of keeping an eye on to be sure that what was done was sufficient. When I came around on the 6th of November of last year, I found sewage discharging out of a sanitary sewer cleanout near the lift station at the left end of the building at the rear. And that particular drainage appeared to have eaten out a area right up against the foundation. It was just kind of going straight down into the ground. There was a small area that had subsided right by the foundation, right by the cleanout. And so The next week, once I'd had time to get in and process all the paperwork, I issued a citation, number 2025-16705, for an illicit discharge, second offense, owing to the earlier case in May of last year. And an additional item that we noticed was that there was drainage work required. Essentially, there's a swale drainage way in between this property and the neighboring 1956 Stonehenge, also owned by Tybos, that was pretty well degraded to the point where you don't have positive drainage, don't have flow. There is an area where it flows, it's supposed to flow from the parking lot, that photograph on the right there. And as you can see, water stands there, is not able to get in there and make it to the drainage way. Additionally, that ditch line that you see on the left photograph is pointing straight out the back of the property when, according to the plat for it, the drainage easement that's supposed to tie into is to the left. If you're looking at that photograph, there is a stormwater drainage basin behind the building at 1956 Stonehenge. These were built as part of a larger plan of development. And these photographs are of, so the one on the left is the lift station area, and right in there beside the doorway is that clean out. I think I've got on the next slide a photo of the actual clean out, where you should be able to see a little better. There's some flow coming out of it. Or maybe I don't. I thought I did put one in there. There it is. So yeah, right there on the right, you can see the wet area. I have some videos of it. This didn't really come through as well, but the video made it too large for the PowerPoint presentation to really work very well. So now we did note the drainage work as well. One thing I'll point out during the earlier case, but it wasn't an item we'd brought for any kind of code violation at that time. We had noted it in communications that it was something that needed to be done, but we hadn't noted that as part of the violation earlier, if I remember correctly. So on the 17th of November, I met on site with Mr. Nguyen to discuss the violation. At that point, he informed me that he had installed a new pump, and that should abate the sewage violation. So essentially, the grinder pump for the lift station that's supposed to grind up all the waste and send it on to BGMU had burned up at that time, was what he was telling me, and that it should be abated now. And so on the 18th, he provided me with the receipt for that pump from his plumbing supply company. Now, at that time, we noted that the receipt for the pump was dated October 31st, a week before we observed the sewage violation. And Mr. Nguyen stated that that was when the pump was installed. Next slide, please, Brad. On the 20th, if I remember it correctly, that one I'm not entirely certain. That's when the appeal was filed, when we received it. And it was filed on the grounds that the new pump was installed. And then came back on the 5th of December. This was the deadline to get the drainage work done. Of course, we held in abeyance any further compliance action due to the appeal. But at that time, drainage work had not yet been started and didn't take any compliance action at that time. Same thing on January the 9th. On later inspections, but on January the 9th, I spoke with the contractor for the owner, Mr. John Upton, who stated that he was going to get out there and do the drainage work. We talked over the phone, but due to scheduling conflicts, we weren't able to meet on site that day. Performed additional inspections on the 12th of January of this year and the 19th of February of this year. At both times, haven't observed any more sewage discharge since the initial violation on the 6th of November. But the drainage work had not yet been completed, and that is true as of the 19th of February. Now, I've spoken with Mr. Nguyen and his contractor, John, today. Apparently, John is over there, or was over there working earlier today due to a sinkhole repair project I'm overseeing. I wasn't able to get over there and take a look at it today, but I'm planning on going over there first thing tomorrow if I can and documenting what John has done. We discussed exactly what he was supposed to do, take the drainage work to take the drainage ditch to the basin to the left and ensure that there's positive drainage out of the parking lot. So aerial view of the site right there. The pin that's at the end of the building is the lift station, and that yellow line along the upper left is the drainage way that needed to be reworked. So that, instead of going straight out the back, should make that left turn into the basin at the rear of the next building. And so this is just a photograph showing us some bare area that has subsided right by where we had to install a temporary holding tank back in May of last year. Illicit discharge appears to have been abated, but I did note that there were 4 burned up pumps sitting outside the lift station area, which, yeah, you can see those right there. So there are 4 of the same model of pump that had been pulled out of there. So don't know if that's an issue, but it's not something I've cited for at this time, just a note there. Will you go to the next slide, please, Brad? Go on to the end, please. I think that was the last one. Okay. So, and as of right now, like I said, I haven't been able to get over there and check, but the case has been open. I put the date in the PowerPoint for the day I actually opened the case in New World, not the date of the inspection. That's why it's different from the one in your packet. The one in your packet is 110 days when I did the initial inspection on November 6th. When I was writing this PowerPoint, I didn't think to write it to that. I just wrote it to when I initially put the case into New World.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you say the overflowing sewage was abated. You mean it began working properly at a point in time, but as far as all the illicit drainage, to use your term, that's unattended, right? I mean, no soil was removed or anything?
So the illicit discharge is the sewage. That's the term that's used in our ordinance. And so when I say the illicit discharge appears to be abated, that means that I haven't observed any further discharge on any of my subsequent re-inspections. Now, the drainage work, I haven't seen any dirt moved. I didn't know of any until speaking with Mr. Upton today.
There's no accounting for how much was spilled over a period of time?
No, sir, there's not. I was able to observe it at that point in time, got in touch with Mr. Wynn pretty much immediately, and got the citation out the door as well of the next week. And so there's no real way to account for how much sewage is spilled. And again, this is similar to last May, but seemed to be less in scale.
That soil right there in that picture,
Yes, sir.
it hasn't been treated or anything like that?
No, sir. And that soil is wet due to stormwater runoff from the parking lot that can't make it out of there. There's essentially that area is built up with dirt, and stormwater runoff can't make it out of there except by filtering into the soil. And with our clay soils, that's not something that happens very quickly.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
What all do they need to do to get in compliance?
So the items that are still holding out there to get into compliance, and that I'll check tomorrow, regard the drainage work. So since that hadn't been begun at all, what they need to do is rework the area along the property line between 1960 and 1956 to establish a drainage swale that actually conveys stormwater. And then instead of that area or that drainage swale going straight out the back of the property into the wooded area owned by the state, it needs to make a left-hand turn into the stormwater basin behind 1956 Stonehenge. And the runoff from the parking lot that we're looking at on this slide needs to be able to enter that swale. It doesn't need to be held up right there. It needs to get down into that basin.
So there's been no progress?
No, sir, not until today. Again, I haven't been able to be over there and see it myself.
On January 9th, you said the contractor reached out, and then because of some scheduling conflicts, we weren't able to meet up. But when you did go, no work had been done.
Sir.
Did you attempt to contact the contractor after that?
I didn't reach back out after that, no,
Okay.
sir. He reached back out today.
Has he provided an expected completion date on that?
They said it should be done today. It's honestly not a huge amount of earthwork. It's not an unrealistic thing to accomplish that in one day to do ditch work, but it's just a question of I haven't been able to be over there and see that has been completed.
Say it'll be done today?
That was what the contractor said, was he expected it to be done today. He is going to leave it without the final dressing so that I can go over there and look at it tomorrow. That way, so the final dressing being the erosion control and seed and straw that goes down at the very end. That way, if there is anything that needs to be changed, he doesn't have to repeat that.
Oh, I actually also have a case on this property, and I was there twice today and saw nobody either time I was there today.
Good to know. Thank you, McKenna.
And that's sort of Part B, right? Part A is the sewer discharge, and there's no way to put that back in a can, so to speak,
That
right?
is correct, sir. And that's actually the only violation that I find. I did not include a fine for the drainage work. I just included it as an item separate on that list. Hindsight, I probably should have sent a separate NOV, but that was a clerical error on my part.
Thank you.
Okay. Guys have something you'd like to add? Swear you in? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay? Yes? Okay. State your name, please.
Lone Tran.
Okay.
Your name? So we received that notice on November 6th, and we had replaced that pump 6 days prior. So we thought it was good and it's going to work for a while. Those pumps usually work for at least a year. So they're burning up almost as soon as we're putting it in for some reason. So we went in there and we looked at that lift station, and we noticed that that breaker was flipped, and that never happens. So we turned that breaker back on and it started working again. So that's why he didn't see any more discharge coming out. Out of the 5 years that we've owned this property, the breaker has only tripped out once. So this is not something that we're used to. So things that we're working on to make sure that this doesn't happen again, we had an electrician come out to take a look at that amp. And he said that it was working good for that service. And then we installed some security cameras to make sure that if that light on that lift station is on, that we can come out there immediately. As far as the drainage, John said that there was a lot of snow, so we couldn't do that for a little bit. But John said that he's been out there this evening to do it. So
he finished around 3:30 today. And it was in the back. That's why she couldn't see it. You only stop in the front, right?
So the cases I have are separate from this case. I've had code cases on this property, and like I said, I was there twice today and had to do an inspection.
You know where the dish at?
I
Because
did
it's
an
all the way in the back.
Yes, I
behind
did
the
an
building.
inspection around the entire property because I have to document before I post citations. So I did an inspection around the entire property, and while I was there, I didn't see anybody.
what time that you went out there?
Originally, it was probably around 10 o'clock this morning, and then the citation was posted about 3:15 this afternoon, and I did not see anybody there.
He said, John, he's the guy that come talk to you that he finished around 3:30. Everything at 3:30, or maybe 3:45 is the latest. I was there with him. I even took the video too. Yeah, I have a video. He was working on it. And the reason I have to wait until this long because I don't have license to go work, so I have to wait until John have time to come finish the job. I'm not allowed to do any job over there. So if I go there and try to get it fixed, I'm going to get another ticket and fine or whatever you call it. So I have to wait until John, he have license, experience, and he get it done right. But it finished 100%.
About pushing this off till next meeting? Okay. Do we need to make a motion to push it off the next meeting? Yep, I'll table.
I said, we only,
It again?
You just need to make a motion to table this matter until the next hearing.
I'll make a motion to table the matter until next meeting.
I said again, we owned it property for over 5 years. The first 3 years was good, but we make a mistake. We put different tenant in there. They just throw so much stuff in the toilet, everything you can think of. And the pump is burned out quicker than we can put it in. Every 2 months, costs us $2,000. And then we replace about 10, anywhere from 10 to 12 of them already, just one address.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put this off for the next meeting to give our staff an opportunity to do the actual inspection and verify what you're saying today. So I will second. Yeah, as long as that inspection passes, everything should be good, and we'll see. We probably won't. Yeah.
So I'll make a motion to push it off the next meeting.
Second.
LaPointe, Gonzalez, roll call.
LaPointe.
Yes.
Bruni.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Holman.
Yes.
Mukanovich.
Yes.
So the next hearing will be March 24th, and you will get another notice of hearing in the mail.
Make sure it's done.
Good. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Okay, Madam Clerk.
Moving on to new business, we have elections for a new chairperson and co-chair. So we will just need to entertain motions for nominations for each position.
Make a motion for Mr. Lapointe as chair.
Second.
Bernie Gonzalez, roll call.
Lapointe,
Yes.
Bruni,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes?
Mukanovich.
And motion to keep Bruni as co-chair.
Second?
Gonzalez, Holman, roll call.
Lapointe,
Yes.
Bruni,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
Mukanovich.
Yes.
By majority vote, Lapointe will serve as chairperson and Bruni will serve as co-chairperson starting March 24th, 2026 hearing. Madam Clerk?
That's it for all business, so just,
All right. I'll make a motion to close.
Second.
Lapointe, Gonzalez, roll call.
Lapointe,
Yes.
Bruni,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
Mukanovich.
Yes.